All right, we're back with our veterans here in 2021, right before Veterans Day. So, gentlemen, at what point in your life did you think you really thought about considering the military as one of your major options coming out of school? Al, yours might be easy.
Al didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
I knew I was going. At the time, I didn't know which branch of service. Now, as I said before, my dad was in the Navy, and I thought, well, you know what? Maybe the Navy's the thing to do because I'm going to follow my dad. And that's exactly what I did.
And
So,
were you in college when you went in?
I was.
Wow.
I was. So
you obviously weren't on the track unless you got drafted. You weren't. That wasn't part of your
Right.
agenda.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that was
How about
it.
you, Steve? When do you think that you thought about serving?
Really, it was a couple influences from teachers at Bay. Mr. Myers, our shop teacher,
Yeah.
and Bob Smith, my DE teacher.
Yeah.
And I just didn't feel I was ready for college, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. And as I looked into it, it's like, well, this kind of sounds like a pretty good opportunity, you know. I didn't want to just go down and work at a steel mill or
Yep.
work at the Ford factory in Brook Park or anything, you know.
Mr. Myers did serve, I think, didn't he?
He was a veteran as well.
And was Mr. Smith? Do you know?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, but they sat and talked to you about it, and
Well, yeah, I kind of consulted with them and just kind of said, hey, because really at Bay High, they and I think any high school, they want to drive you towards college, if you
Yeah.
were. But there's a lot of kids out there that they want to get a vocational education, whether it's auto mechanics or HVAC or
Absolutely.
electronics. I mean, there's other avenues sometimes. out there,
Absolutely.
Viable alternatives.
Yes. Yes.
How about you, Greg?
After I'd gotten, it's like Mark Von Doon and I went on a vacation down to Virginia Beach. And it was like we'd gotten down there in this horrible Volkswagen I had. Anyway, so then I get a call from the Chevy plant, and so I worked there for like 8 months, and then everything went south, and so I'm looking at it, and I knew that college wasn't a viable alternative because I did not take high school seriously at all. I figured life starts sometime after this. I'm just going to do the bare minimum, you know what I mean? It's like, and I did, and so I looked at the alternatives, and I said, well, I really can't sing for money, so so I went into the Navy.
And John, how about you? I mean, here you were in law school. Was that the plan all along?
Yeah, well, it sort of evolved into that. But it was kind of funny because as kids, when you and I were palling around in '66 and '67, you and I probably both watched Combat on TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
12 o'clock high.
Yeah.
And you sort of said, well, this is what guys do.
Yeah.
And I loved hearing stories that your dad would tell. And
Yeah.
I don't think he was that free with his stories, but he did tell us some things.
Yeah.
In our neighborhood, virtually every dad in our neighborhood over on Drake Drive and Bates Drive, they were all about the same age. And they were all in the service.
They all served. Yeah.
And it just was something you did. And it's funny, I got through college and took some time off and then went to law school. And during that period of time, I thought, yeah, this would be kind of a neat thing to do.
Interesting.
Just to like round things out. And the Marine Corps looked like kind of the neatest option to me. So that's sort of how that evolved.
Interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
So nobody ever met a recruiter at Bay High that kind of influenced you. It was more other people who.
Well, I actually did, Jim. I mean, I think they used to bring those recruiters in,
Yep.
in the hallways, Navy, Air Force, and I don't know. There was again, it was my senior year, and this Marine recruiter, he compared to the other guys, he was just kind of very confident, very not overconfident, not brash, but just very hey, here's what we do, matter of a faculty type of thing. And And he's like, hey, if you want to go to the best branch of the service, this is where you go. So maybe he kind of steered.
I don't know.
He was a good salesman.
Here we go. Here we go. I knew it had happened at some
I
point.
know.
So there's a bunch of guys that served in the Army and Air Force that are mad watching this right now. Yeah. So, all right. So there were some classmates, but do you had a lot of classmates that went in and out? That right out of high school, I'm sure, right?
Not that I can think of offhand.
Really?
Believe it or not.
So that was 62.
This was 62.
So well
Yeah,
before
but
we-
there were guys being drafted, right? Weren't?
There were guys being drafted. They went right into the Army.
Yeah.
And you know what? Out of my class, I could probably name 3 or 4, and that's about it.
Wow.
And a few went into ROTC,
Yep.
which is the way to go to get a commission. But not too many. Everybody expected you're going to get drafted.
Right.
There's no choice here.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah.
But you were in college, so you're a junior in college, no deferment
No,
at that.
I was a sophomore,
Yep.
and my grades weren't that good.
Yep.
Weren't that good. In fact, I pulled out of college.
We got to take you out of the Distinguished Educator Hall of Fame now.
I
You
know,
say you don't
I
have
know.
good
So
especially the
so
pressure
I-
you put on all of us to get good grades now.
anyway, so I went to work in a factory in Lakewood for a whole year at Union Carbide.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
all of a sudden, you know what? There used to be a Ford commercial with a light bulb above you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went on.
Yep.
The light bulb went on for me.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I worked in the factory there, and most of the guys on the floor that I worked with didn't have high school educations,
Yeah,
let alone
yeah.
college educations. And next thing you know, I was drafted into the inspection department because I could read blueprints and do some other things.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, the light went on.
Yeah.
Right.
Time to get
Well,
back.
time to get my butt going.
Yep.
And next thing you know, I got drafted, so I didn't have a choice.
All right. We'll pick up in a minute.